what is it gonna be, Mr. Bash? It is a Lalo with
Carbon. Check the warden.
Oh no. Oh no. We're in round number 2. We've got an epic match, but I've got an epic introduction to do here for the one and only Clash Bashing. Thank you so much for joining me again. You joined from season 1. You're back here. Are you excited?
Oh yeah, this is such a fun concept, Carbon. These teams have been playing really hot, so I'm really curious to see how these picks and bans are gonna go.
First up, Pato, Leo, and Celinho are going to ban first. And their very first ban is in, and their selection is the Eternal Tome. And what are they going to be banning here today, Bash? It is going to be the Fireball.
Ooh, okay. That's an interesting pick. I mean, obviously a Fireball, a huge utility pick there.
And their selection is in, and what they are not allowing anyone to use is going to be the classic Rage spell, right? You got to ban that.
That's a bit toxic.
And what they are not allowing anyone here today to be able to use is going to be the Electro Boots of the Royal Champion.
I mean, maybe the strongest equipment in all of the game. I think that's a really, really good ban. Kind of levels the playing field, makes you bring a little bit more skill in. I like that ban quite a bit.
Ban number 3 from Pato's team, and this is going to be the route of a Troop the Root Rider.
Okay, that's fair and valid. I mean, if we're talking about one of the most OP things in the game.
But Root Riders is the ground. Do we ban something that goes to the air with the dragons, maybe? Well, let's see, because the final ban of this match is in, and what's not allowed today is not the dragons, it's the freeze spell. Pick number 1 for Pato, which means that they will actually have to attack first in the war as well. Their selection. This was an interesting selection here. Oh my, it is going to be a balloon that they want here. They didn't go like a Rage Gem. They didn't go Healing Tome. They wanted balloon with their first pick.
That is a very interesting pick with all the bans that are out. And okay, are we going to see a Lalo meta coming back here for picks and bans? I like it.
Pick number 2 here is in for their team, and what Ghost and them are going to be able to use. And their selection is going to be the Poison spell. Pick number 3, and their selection is in. And what are they going to be going with? It's going to be a spell of the invisibility there.
Okay.
Bash, this is the one pick that I was totally surprised here that they just submitted, that I can't believe. Like, wait, I've never seen this pick before. What do you think this possibly could be? I've never seen a pick like this before. I've never seen it.
Never seen before.
I've never seen
I'm going to say something ridiculous like an Ice Hound.
An Ice Hound. Okay, well, let's see. Let's reveal a pick I've never seen.
What might pair with the loons? Let's see.
It's the Life Gem there. I know, right? I was not expecting it.
I don't mind that, actually. With the bands that are in, that's actually a little cheeky play there. I like it.
Ghost team, good luck, because what are you going to bring for the Warden? Because Pato is picking the Healing Tome. They're almost trying to nullify the Warden over there. Let's see what they decide to pick here. And their selection, I mean, if you look at history, it's going to be the Earthquake spell. They're going spells. They're going to stay with the spells here. And it's time for Pato to kick this one off. And what is it going to be, Mr. Bash? It is a Lalo with no Lava Hound. We do have an Ice Hound, but 28 balloons.
See, I wouldn't have been too far off if they would have took Ice Hounds there, Carbon.
Yep.
A little icy Lalo. I like the little setup here with the King and Queen on the left here, along with that log launcher charging right into that monolith. A great setup. I feel like I haven't watched like a classic Lalo.
I know.
Since guys like won the World Championship. So this should be pretty interesting.
It's going to be fun because this is normal mode too. So these heroes are so much stronger. The defenses are back to normal. It's not like hard mode. But remember, if anyone were to bring something that is not allowed, like that was banned or their team's not allowed to bring, then it's -* and -5% overall in the entire war. So that's why it's important to pay attention to your army as he's continuing this queen towards the town hall.
Ooh, that queen took a lot of damage there from that headhunter. Does have to force the queen ability there with the action figure, getting that giant on the board. Look at the Royal Champion, though, throwing those rocket spears right in at that scatter shot. there is that furnace out. I believe the other team has poison, so they can't really poison that furnace.
Yep.
That's something that's going to come into play, Carbon. Oh, I like this.
Yeah, that CC choice on the defensive side was there on purpose because of the poison spell that's not allowed for them, that they can't just deploy that. So let's see. What will Pato do with a minute 30 left? Here comes that Ice Hound. Remember, no freezes are allowed in this match, so this Ice Hound is going to take the place of that freeze spell.
Yeah, that's a nice little utility troop in there to get in that double action, but it doesn't really freeze over a great spot. It does get a little freeze over the air defense and the multi-gear tower, which that multi-gear tower can be really nasty. So
yeah.
I guess it did get some utility, but that multi did a little bit of work in there.
Oh, wait. Wow, those balloons never died because of the life gem and healing toe over the Gigabomb.
And he cloned up some more balloons in there, Carbon. He's got a herd of balloons in here.
Does.
Still 8 to be deployed as well. Pato's looking really good. He's just got a big, heavy end here. He's got that multi. He's got the multi-arch tower. A lot of defenses, but he's still got a lot of balloons also.
Oh, the enemy queen stays alive. The enemy super minions there as well. He's trying to fly around, but those are 2 air expos that are set for this space for Krispy. And taking advantage of the selection of the defensive CC plays a role right there for these teams. And he does have 1 balloon left. And I mean, I didn't want to jinx it, but both these teams got a perfect war in round 1 for them to get to the second round. And we're starting off with a fail here, Bash. And Krispy is in, and let's see the plan of attack for Mr. Krispy. It's going to be Druids with healers, and they do have a Zap attack. So lightning, earthquakes to be using here. But the Warden.
Yeah,
Okay. Lava Loop Puppet.
yeah, well, I was just gonna say that, Carbon. Don't forget that their Warden is pretty much forced into Lava Loon Rage Gem, which, I mean, that could be an interesting play. I mean, Lava Loon, just one of them, not gonna be the most OP, but if it's popped at the right time, it could be an interesting play. Something to keep our eyes on as the Queen gets, or no, that's the Warden rather, excuse me, gets started here on that Minion Prince.
Warden right to the outside here. Gonna let this Warden kind of solo probably down to this bottom side. I am always trying to pay attention here to see if they are bringing anything not allowed, but, you know, it may slip through the cracks here. We'll keep our eyes on that. But the Ice Golem is placed to the left with that Queen, and we do have a super wall break to the left. Going to push his way. Another super wall break to come into here to get get access in towards the compartment. But the King, he's going walking.
Yeah, King pops to the outside. One of those hardest little things, like, you don't think about wall break being difficult.
Yeah.
The timing on that has to be just right so that the King doesn't do what he just did and walk outside. He's still got a nice little path up the middle here for the Queen. He does have the giant action figure on there, so he'll be able to get some extra tanking out in front, even with the King going. And then now just opens that base up. So not the end of the world here for Krispy.
Yeah, unfortunately there, the Warden ability has been forced, but he does go with an invis for this Queen to try to continue through. And this could be a problem. This could be a 1-star if his heroes don't continue through towards this Town Hall, because that Queen's been forced to ability here, Bash. It's up to the Raw Champion.
She's taking a lot of damage, Carbon. One of those clones already went down. Remember, the action figure will get a little bit stronger at 50%. There it goes. It's raging up. It's hulking up, so to speak. Gonna go ahead and jump through the middle, but what does he have? He's got RC and 8 super barbs. That Town Hall is protected. This is definitely in trouble, Carbon.
This is really in trouble. The RC's ability has gone off, taking out the monolith. And they use to take out the enemy Royal Champion. Down she goes. Does have the rocket spear shots. The air defense is there, but the Town Hall is gonna stay.
Carbon, there's no way for Krispy to get this Town Hall. The picks, the bans, it's too much. Oh no.
It all came
These
down.
2 teams went perfect, and now we just had a 1-star.
We did. It's gonna be a total of 3 stars after the 2 attacks here, Bash, but it all came down to that King walking to the outside and not in to help protect that Queen. And then he wanted to probably Earthquake Boots through all that area to help take that down, but rip, the Town Hall never going down.
Man, Earthquake Boots in the middle of that base would have been so nice. I thought he might be fine, but that monolith just did so much work to the Queen and that giant in there.
Yep.
They really just didn't stand a chance. So,
no.
All right. So team Pato, Leo, they're gonna have a little bit of an advantage for Krispy.
Yeah.
Taking a look at the picks and bans. Man, these picks and bans are really interesting.
Yeah.
I'm already playing a huge factor in the early war, Carbon.
It's playing a huge factor in this one. He drops that final super barb up to the top, trying to get every bit of percentage here in this match. 81%, but it is a 1, so all they have to do is really, they have to triple both their next 2 attacks, which they could do, and hope to get defenses. And Leo is in. Just a 3-star here, and it's almost completely erasing the hopes of Ghost Team. But let's see, they are bringing more balloons. It is a Lalo with an Ice Hound here, Bash.
Another Ice Hound, regular Hound in there as well. Lots of skeleton spells on this, and another like utility clone. Wonder if we'll see him kind of use that clone as we saw in the previous attack to get a little bit more balloons on. But I think with this, it's all about how much value he can get out of these heroes as that time's ticking away. He's got to get going. All right, some sneakies actually to start up top there.
Yeah, sneakies to the top left, Yeti up to the top right. Looks like he's going to do a Sui with these heroes to the top side of the base behind a blimp. No, maybe switch that to a log launcher. We'll see as it is. Oh, okay, it's going to be a jump for the heroes up there.
Yeah, remember, no eternal tomes. That's banned. So gotta be careful with the. Okay, yeah, Ice Hound's gonna come in and provide a little support for the heroes. That's a little interesting play right there. Not something you're gonna see every day. That's definitely gonna negate a lot of that damage that those heroes were soaking up. King's in there, Queen's taking a lot of damage. Here comes the World Champion throwing that Seeking Shield. Rocket Spear is in as well. All right, lots of damage from the heroes, but still a lot of base also.
Oh, and Ice Hound comes out the defensive clan castle here with a Witch trying to take this down as a World Champion is securing the left side. Well, will the Queen be able to move her way in towards the core? But, oh no, the Queen's not for the core because the blimp is going to go there.
Yeah, he's got to send the blimp over the middle. But remember, Carbon, they don't have poison spells. They're not allowed to use poison, and all those ice pups are now on the board. Those ice pups could be a menace here, as he does use the Warden ability there, but it's not an Eternal Tome. He's got the Healing Tome on him. But can he land the blimp? All right, blimp barely lands in there. He's going to clone it. Does he clone sneakies there? Clone yetis? A little bit of both, maybe?
Yeah, it's both. Yeah, he's got some sneakies. He's got some yetis because some of the cloned sneakies, or some of the sneakies got cloned there. But everything is starting to fade away as he's trying to continue his way through. And I think the base design, the base selection here for Ghost Team is on point. Going with Air Expos, and they're really keeping everything condensed because they know they don't have the benefit of spells, so all these defenses can work together to take his troops down.
Yeah, and when you make a pick of balloons, it kind of tips your hat that, hey, we're going to be going through to the air, so put those bows on air mode, which we're seeing here, and those defenses. It's kind of like an interesting change between these two teams. We would go from perfect, maybe kind of getting a little feeler in that first war. And now we're just getting heavy defenses. So these two teams getting their footings in the picks and bans. You got to love this format, Carbon. Oh, it's such a great thing you're putting on here.
All I got to say, imagine if this was in hard mode. Because everyone's everyone's saying, Carbon, this should always be in hard mode. Why isn't it normal? Look, this is why. Because if this was hard mode, these would be a lot of 1-stars and good luck getting triples. And Ghost, this is your time to shine. You have to triple. And let's see. And we've got the Dragons. Wow, the 4th attack in. And finally, we're now seeing the Dragons with some lightning spells here, Bash.
Yeah, I like the play a lot. The one thing is you don't get the rages. I think that's what we're missing in a lot of these attacks. Not having rage is such a big difference maker, especially with that dragon attack. Like, the dragons will get the work done, but the heroes have to do a little bit of heavy lifting to take some of the pressure off of the dragons here, which that Queen going into that merge long-range defense, that's going to be tough.
Yeah, that Queen slowly going to make her way that way as the King is placed up top with a log launcher as well, as it's going to move right on through to hit that monolith, continuing up and around. But we do have the Yeti dying off to the left. Gigabomb's over there. But the log launcher is trying to open, but the Queen forced to ability through that monolith, and the log launcher, oh, it's still there. I thought it died off.
Yeah, it does open up now with a couple Yetis out there, but that Queen took a beating from that monolith. Monolith's kind of being MVP in here. There goes that Rambo King up top. I like when he's like a little crawling in there. All right, he's got the clan castle troops down, so that's good. But this Queen is about to be under some heavy fire going into the middle of the space. Actually handles it pretty well. Don't mind me, she's fine.
She does grab that core there, continuing in and overgrowthing the town hall so it doesn't get those shots off. As now the dragons, with the benefit of the Warden's Rage Gem, to push through this right side, and will have that Lava Loon puppet. Only level 23. That's the one thing. Since this is normal mode, it's not, these hero abilities could be 27, but a lot of these pros don't invest their ores to get them higher than that, because why? Just get it to level 21, and that's what the hard mode would be.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, why would you ever upgrade your lava loom puppet past 21?
Right?
I guess this
Who would do
format
it?
is
Only us, we would do that.
Well, yeah, I mean, mine's max, but that's because I'm a dirty gemmer. That's a whole different story there, Carbon. But
okay.
These guys, they play it smart. But look at this, Carbon. We got a chance at a triple. This could put them right back in this war.
This is what they needed. Well done to you, Ghost. Getting a 3-star here, and our first 3-star of the match. What a great attack. Triggers that Giga Bomb, but it won't matter, as he gets the 3 and takes advantage of the selections of dragons being available. And it works there, Bash. Celinho is in with their final attack. And is it Lalo? No, it is dragons here, Bash.
I like it. I think this is the play. It does have healing tome. Oh, wait. Carbon. Check the warden.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Carbon.
He's got the eternal tome. That means if he uses the warden and the ability, that's minus a star. Oh, no.
Okay, so if he doesn't play warden at all,
he doesn't use it.
He doesn't get penalized.
Yeah, if he doesn't play warden. I wonder if he's realizing this. I bet you Ghost and them are realizing this. Uh-oh. That could cost him. Let's see. Let's see.
Oh, man. This could be interesting. You know that Ghost's team, Van and them, they've got to see it. They got to know it. But we'll have to see if Celinho decides to put that warden in. Here comes the giant arrow from the queen.
Oh,
drags her in.
As long as he doesn't, don't pop that ability. Don't pop the ability. Because it's not an active ability. It's like his active ability. It's not a passive ability, right? So, oh, there it is. There it is.
Oh, he must have forgot, Carbon.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That's all it takes right there. One small mess up of letting the ability in. But this will minus a star. It will minus 5% overall from their entire side. So now things have completely shifted to Team Ghost.
Oh, that is tough. But Team Ghost, we're in the lead on percent coming into this, so that 5% is going to be even heavier. Not to mention the star, as this one's already starting to fade. So this is essentially going to be equivalent to a 1-star here, assuming it doesn't get much. It does have Royal Champion yet to be played, so it can get a little bit more, but it's definitely starting to fade out a little bit here.
Yeah, as he continues through, does pop that RSC ability, and he has a hero revive. So, I mean, if he gets that triple, it turns it into a 2-star, right? So, but it's not 5% from this attack. That's something you have to keep in mind. It's 5% from the overall score at the scoreboard at the end of the war. So it really takes the attack and turns it quite a bit down. But let's see as he continues right on through. Double giant bombs here. And what is he going to revive?
Well, he could revive really any of these heroes here. But he's getting a lot of push here from the Royal Champion. He went in there and did a lot of work, had support from the Skeleton spell. Minion Prince doing some work here. He might have a chance at the 3-star, which could help negate that penalty. I mean, at this point, I feel like they need the 3-star to negate that penalty to have a chance to win this war. So Celinho still... Did he already play the revive?
Yep, he did. On the Minion Prince. Yes.
Oh, okay. I missed it. Okay.
Yeah. So the Minion Prince came back to life. So it will be a 3-star in the end. But like you pointed out, it was the Eternal Tome there. And we take a look at the screen. The Eternal Tome was actually banned by their team with the very first selection there. So that, if we jump over to the scoreboard, they're actually sitting at 6 stars, and you minus 5% right there. So you minus 5% from the 51.4 for this war. So let's see what Team HTM can do. And Van is in with their final attack. So a 3-star is not needed 100% for a triple. So let's see what Van can do, as it is dragons here for their team.
I was looking through, checking all the equipments after that last attack. Interesting play here. No Royal Champion. Electro can go with the King, Queen, Warden, and Minion Prince. I guess with the no Electro boots, feeling that this is the better combination makes a little bit of sense. Just have a lot of sneakies. Got that Zap. They've been leaning heavy on the Zaps, and it's been working out for him.
Yeah.
But he's still going to be needing a really high 2, even with that penalty.
Yeah, we'll have to see at the end of this match. I don't even know exactly the percent that's needed, so it could still go the way of Team Elevate. We're going to see as we are going to have the king and queen pathing their way straight through the bottom of this base, using it. Oh, he wanted to get the spiky ball to skip in towards the middle of the space, but unfortunately, it went toward the outside.
He did pick up a few buildings, but yeah, I think he wanted to go in there and try to get those fire spitters, maybe even a little bit of damage onto the town hall. But look at that super dragon. Use the poison, man. You brought it in. Use the poison, van. Oh, that super dragon's just doing some crazy work to his king. Now the phoenix and the queen, she might be down before the super dragon even gets over there.
Oh, that queen needs to stay alive. Continue off. The super dragon's going to be a huge problem here. That queen's going to go down, and the queen only had the giant arrow and the healer puppet. So queen, bye to you, but we'll have to use the dragons, Warden, Rage Gem, and the Lava Loon puppet as they're going to come through to the left side as a bat spell to distract that air defense, and then you got to get that Grand Warden down.
This is a little bit of a tough entry into a long base here. A lot of base remaining, 50% of the base remaining. I like the little Yeti play down there. Now he needs to poison the super dragon. Carbon, he's got to poison the super dragon, man.
He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to poison it for some reason. I don't know why. But let's see, as he's going to continue with a mini prince to the right side. He can't afford a 1 because then you just give that penalty right back.
Yeah, he's got to get to the tunnel. He's still got a herd of dragons in the middle. He did bring that minion prince with the stone slammer up top there. Minion prince ability. All right, he's got to get this town hall though. Queen's stepping up. Oh no, I'm a little bit worried about this.
Bash, wait, okay.
Okay.
Oh my, he gets that 2-star. But the question is, Bash, is it enough with the percentage? You know? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to do some math. I'm gonna have to look at the exact percentage what he needs. Oh boy.
I think they needed to be near a 3-star on this, if not a 3-star. I don't remember what the exact percent, but I think this had to be a really high percentage attack.
We'll see.
So Elevate might still get the victory here. I guess we'll see after this attack's over, Carbon.
Oh, wait a second. Okay, every building matters, but there it is. Finishes with an 83% too. So let's take a look at the final score. It is now tied 6-6. What was the finals percentage? Oh, so HTM is gonna win because of the 5%. So it would be a 51.4 minus a 5 becomes a 46.4, and we have a victory for HTM. Ghost, Van, and Krispy will be advancing, and all it took was the Eternal Tome there. And up next, Kronos, Fracurus, and Temper versus Fatal, Storm, and Owl. A Fireball Life Gem Twin Hogs. Here decides to revive the Royal Champ, but was that the right call? 3, 2, what?